Hey guys, we are live. I'm Jeff Doris here, and today I got a brand new guest, you guys. I have Collin Hayes is here with me today. How are you doing
Hey
today,
guys,
bro?
doing good, man. How's it going?
I'm doing awesome, man. So today I have Collin here. Tell everybody who you are, where you're from, and tell them what it is that you do, Collin.
My name's Collin Hayes. I'm 24 and I'm from California. I'm a full-time eBay reseller. I sell pre-owned electronics. I've been doing that for about maybe 6 or so years, but I just started taking it seriously like the last couple years since quarantine started. Um,
Right.
yeah.
All right, cool. So, Collin, tell everybody a little bit about how you got started in reselling because you're a young guy. You're 24 years old. So, tell everybody how you first got started into reselling.
I first got started when I saw my friend's dad doing it on the weekends. I was always hanging out with my friend David, and I saw his dad doing it all the time, and he'd always be talking about how he'd be making like a good amount of money off just finding some weird items at the flea market. So I thought that was pretty interesting, um, and so I started going with him and David, and we'd go to the flea market, and I would see how he would buy his items, and I'd learn a lot from him and I started off just spending like a couple bucks, like on a pair of shoes or like a Game Boy or something. And I really just started really small. Like I would every time I go to the flea market, I'd spend like $2 or $3. I was not trying to spend that much money. And then over time, I started selling like Nike shirts. I would go to like the clothing stands at the flea markets, and I would pick out all the Nike shirts I thought looked nice, and I'd only get shirts that fit me just in case they didn't sell. I could wear them.
Yeah, in
Because
case
I
you didn't
really,
sell, you're like, hey, I got me a new Nike shirt to wear, right?
yeah. So Uh, and then over time, I started to see that a lot of the good items that my friend's dad was selling, and David too at the time, they were starting to sell um, like receivers and weird electronic devices like just scanners and stuff like that. And so I started to get interested in that. And so I kind of transitioned from buying clothes into buying like just weird little electronics that I would find. And I still didn't really put a lot of money into it. Um, and then I ended up just stopping completely when I went to college. And
Yeah.
after a couple years, I needed to make some money. So I started going on the weekends and looking at the flea market, and I'd buy some stuff. Still not that much. I would make maybe like 1,000 a month or something. And then once quarantine hit, I was really just tired of school, and I didn't really like how school was, and I didn't like the outcome because I had already been at school for 4 years going to college, and I didn't really like what I was learning there. I felt like it was just kind of a waste of time. So
Yeah.
quarantine really pushed me to leave, and I ended up moving in with my roommate, and we just kind of committed just to doing eBay full time right then, and that's really how I started on this track.
Hey, hey, Colin. I don't mean to interrupt you, bro, but people in the chat are saying, "Can you speak up a little bit louder?" They're having a hard time hearing you. Can you speak a little bit louder? Because I get the
Uh,
volume all the way up on my end. So yeah, so you were in college and you started going to flea markets. So you just kind of got the bug to start buying and reselling things. So now tell me, people, how many items do you currently have listed in your eBay store right now?
so I'm currently at like 9,300. I'll probably hit 10,000 like maybe in a week or two because I post 100 a day, but I'll probably sell like 30 a day. So uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I really didn't get
So
on like a consistent schedule on listing till like maybe about like 7 or 8 months ago, and that's when I really just started like posting daily, you know.
yeah.
And
So what is your average buy cost? Like what is your cost of goods on average per item, and what's your average sell price?
I think right now my average sale price is probably like around $45. My average cost per item, honestly, I couldn't even tell you right now. I'm not even sure, man. So I'm really like trying to get my bookkeeping and all my numbers like that together. I'm really not sure. I've been a little bit blind there, but I know for sure I'm profiting because I can obviously see what I come out with at the end of every month. But there's kind of a gray area there for me right now. I'd say probably like uh, I'd say anywhere from like $5 to $15 per item. It really just depends, you know, because a lot of times I'll buy like a lot of stuff at once, so it's kind of hard to calculate there. But
All right, cool. I want to say hello to the people in the chat real quick. My brother is here in the chat, the bearded veteran. He says, list every day. I wanted to say hey to Zombie Bargain Hunter is here. Paul is here in the chat. I wanted to say hey to Laura. Laura is here, and Gig Lebowski is here. So today, guys, our guest, Collin Hayes, he's a full-time reseller, and I saw a YouTube video, I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he's making about $60,000 a month gross sales on his eBay store. And you heard him, he's got about 9,300 items listed right now. And he said his average sell price is around $45 per item. And so what is your goal with your reselling business? Are you trying to hit 10,000 items? Like where do you want to take your reselling business in the next 2, 3, 4 years?
I kind of want to get to around like $80,000 to $90,000 per month.
Hey, Collin, I can't hear you at all.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. You're just gonna have to speak up a little bit louder. I'm not trying to be rude.
Okay.
We're just having a hard time hearing you.
I think it's my mic on my phone because I'm talking pretty loud.
Okay, okay, we can hear you now. Go ahead.
I was saying, my goal is to hit around 80 to 90,000 per month, and just maintain that. I don't really want to go above that because after I saw what happened to Daily Refinement on his account, I'm not doing anything like with the shoes like Daily Refinement was, but also it is hard. Like if you're not buying your stuff brand new, it's hard to like prove where you're getting your items from, like to the IRS and stuff like that. So I don't want to, or actually to eBay, because I think it was eBay. They were the ones that contacted Daily Refinement about him needing to prove where he's getting his stuff from. So for me, I want to stay like under 100,000 because I think that's kind of like the cutoff to where they're going to be really like pushing on where you're getting your items from and like showing receipts and stuff. Because obviously most of us are doing all cash, so it's hard to like really have concrete evidence of like where you're getting your stuff from. So I want to get to 80 to 90,000 and just maintain that, and then try to outsource everything at that point and just maybe try to move on to something else.
Really? So, but you do have any employees? I think I saw your video. You said that you have a VA that works for you, but you're like a one-man show as far as sourcing, listing, shipping. You handle all that by yourself, right?
Actually, the last like 6 months, I've had a guy working with me. He's actually in my warehouse working right now. He takes care of like a lot of like, he does all the shipping for me right now. So that's really a big thing for me because I could focus on like all the customer service and messages, the returns, refunds, and I can focus on getting items ready and all that. So that is a really big help on being able to do more, is having somebody else take care of like another component of the whole thing. So.
All right, cool. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so yeah, I do have my one worker, and then my VA also has like, he has like a little team, and they just team up on the listings that I send him. So it's just a pretty good system I have going right now.
Okay, I wanted to say hey to the Rural Squirrel is here in the chat. Wanted to say hey to Sunny Las Vegas is here, and Crystal is here in the chat. Says, what is your system? It says, how many do you upload per day? And what is your schedule 7 days a week? And how many staff? So what you said earlier, I think you said you average about 100 items a day that you list. And you do that Monday through Saturday and take Sundays off. Explain what your schedule looks like.
So my schedule is me and my workers start at 9:30 every day, and we clock out at 4. A lot of times lately, I've been doing a lot of extra work, like in the night. So a lot of times I'll show up late, and he'll still come at 9, and he'll get started on shipping, and then I'll probably pop in around like 11, and then I'll start working, and I'll just stay later. And that's pretty much my routine right now. I try not to work on the weekends, but sometimes if I know I've been like just goofing off, I'll try to put in some extra work on the weekends, you know?
Right. And so you have one person that works for you that helps with the shipping. You do most of the sourcing and listing yourself, and you have a VA. And so you try to do Monday through Friday, and you try to get at least 100 items a day listed on your store, right?
Yeah, 100 items a day. Yeah.
All right, cool. Now, I want you to talk to me real quick about the mindset, because I hear a lot of people that kind of get discouraged being a reseller. Maybe they're listing items and their stuff isn't selling, or lately there's been a lot of glitches on eBay. Matter of fact, today on Instagram, Grant, uh, who was it? Grant Cardone posted a video on Instagram and was talking about, if you sell on eBay, you're not a real entrepreneur. And I commented and said, there's nothing wrong selling on eBay. And like 10 people got ticked off about it. But this is your
Grant
full-time
Cardone
gig.
said that?
Yeah, it was on Instagram today, and he had like a whole thing, and he was talking about that if you sell on eBay, you're not a real entrepreneur, and you need to build a real business, not selling stuff on eBay. And I just commented on the video, was like, hey, there's nothing wrong with selling stuff on eBay, there's nothing wrong with that. So let's talk about mindset, because like I said, a lot of people get discouraged. What is your mindset as far as growing and scaling your business? Because I know a lot of people, sometimes they either get burned out or they have slow sales, or maybe they have customer returns, they get discouraged. What is your mindset as far as growing and scaling your business?
My mindset is literally just how can you get up more listings every day. That's really it for eBay, because just like Grant Cardone says, it's not like a normal business. To me, it's still a business, but it's not like a normal business. Like, you don't have to go out of your way and try to brand a product and like worry about marketing and all that. Like, that's the nice thing about eBay, is we don't have to worry about like promoting our products, and we don't have to worry about like making sure that we built the best product there is. We just have to find products that people already like we just sell like common brands that people already like. So it's really just about putting more out there for people to buy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Guys, the great thing about eBay is you already have the traffic on the site. When I was a kid back in the 80s and 90s, there was literally people out here in the summertime in 100-degree heat, and they would knock on your door and try to sell you a vacuum cleaner. Where now you just take a photograph, you post it on eBay, the stuff sells, you ship it out. So, Collin, tell our audience, what would be your top 3 tips or piece of advice as far as you've learned so far from eBay in the past couple of years? If someone wants to become a full-time eBay reseller, or if they're just getting started, what would be your top 3 pieces of advice?
My top 3 pieces of advice would be, first, you want to know what you want to do. Like, are you trying to do eBay as a side hustle, or are you trying to do it full-time? Like, I see a lot of people a lot of my friends that I tell about eBay, I'll tell them about it, and they'll say, yeah, I want to try that too. And I'm also trying to do stocks, and I'm also trying to cut hair on the side too. And I got my job. And to me, it's like, when I hear that, it's like, dude, how are you going to even get good on eBay when you got all that other stuff going on? So I think it's like, first you need to know what are you trying to do? Are you trying to really just make an eBay? Are you trying to grow an eBay business? Or are you just trying to do it on the side? Because that's a big difference. You know what I mean? As far as the second tip, I would say you need to probably put a lot of effort on sourcing in different places. So if you're going, like most people, they probably just go to the same few places every week. I'd say try to get out there and find a lot of different places. And when you do find someone that's selling items that you like, that are working good for you, you should try to see if you can get more from that person, or maybe build a relationship with that person, because that could be really critical. Because, I mean, think about it. If you're posting, let's say 100 items a week, you could probably find one person just to supply that for you. You know what I mean? So
yeah, instead of going to like 10 different thrift stores or 10 different yard sales, you could just make one phone call and say, hey, I'm here to pick up my inventory. And then boom, here's 100 items and you're good to go, right?
Yeah, back in the day, I'd go to the thrift store like every few days, and then go to like the flea market, and sometimes try to hit garage sales. But the thing is I just wasn't going enough, and I wasn't being consistent enough. I was just kind of doing it kind of leisurely. You know what I mean?
Okay, cool. I wanted to say hello to Regina is in the chat, and I wanted to say hello to Crystal is here. Says, I wanted to know, how long did it take you to become a full-time reseller? So tell people, because you're only 24 years old, you were in college. Tell people kind of how you transitioned from kind of dipping your toe in the water. You're basically like a hobby reseller or a part-time reseller, to where you're at now, where you have a big warehouse, you have almost 10,000 items listed, you have employees working for you, and this is your full-time gig. So tell people kind of the story of how you transitioned into becoming a full-time reseller and how that came to be.
So like I was talking about earlier, once quarantine hit, I didn't want to go to school anymore, and I was doing eBay like part-time at that time. And once I dropped out of school, I kind of realized that like I need to do something, and I don't want to do anything half-assed. So at that moment, I just like claimed that like I'm gonna be doing eBay full time, and that's kind of like when I became a full-time eBay reseller. Is literally just when I put it in my mind that that's what I'm gonna do, and then from there it was just all about getting enough items and then finding a way to get the items up quickly enough to match how quickly I'm getting them, if that makes sense. Because
Yeah, well,
a lot of people, a lot of, oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, it seems like to you and me, we're kind of on the same. I sell a lot of media items. I don't sell a lot of electronics. I sell a lot of CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, video games, VHS tapes because I pay zero insertion fees. And to you, it sounds like to me with eBay is a big numbers game for you. So you want to get a big wholesale lot of inventory, and then you're chopping them up, selling them off individually, and it's kind of like a numbers game to see how many items that you can get up and get listed. And if you can do that consistently, let's say if you're averaging 100 items a day that you listed and you do that 5 days a week, at the end of the week you should have 500 items listed, even if they're only 10. Let's say they're $10 items and you listed 500 of them. Well, at the end of the week you got $5,000 worth of merchandise listed in your store. And so as long as the stuff is selling through correctly, and then you're able to take your capital and reinvest it to get more inventory, it's kind of like a numbers game for you. Like you're not trying to hit a home run. Like I don't, when I post something on eBay, I don't think, man, I need to sell a $50 or $100 item. I'm just like, let's just get the stuff listed and then start, and then start getting the domino effect. Because once you start selling, let's say you sold this one item for, let's say it was a pair of headphones and you sold them for $10, $15. Well, that starts to trigger the eBay computer algorithm. And then all of a sudden, back to back to back, you start getting more sales. So can you talk about your eBay strategy?
Yeah, so I'd say like if you're a beginner, you should definitely, like when you're going out and sourcing, you should be looking up like a lot of items. Like you should be, if you're not sure what an item is, you should just look it up and get some knowledge on it. Because that's what I was doing in the beginning. And that's how I found a lot of like crazy items, is just by looking up on eBay, just filtering out the sold and looking up like how often are people buying this? Is this like a crazy item or not? And I would just do that with hundreds of items every time I would go. And over time, you kind of learn like what items are good and what aren't. And then so over time, you're going to be able to like just look at items and you could just bundle them up without even really needing to look them up. You know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
Another thing is like, you don't want to take too much time on a single item. Like, if you're taking an hour just to post up one item, obviously that's not going to work. You know what I mean? So you need to be conscious of how much time you spend per item, because listing more items every day, it's really just going to come down to how much time do you spend per item, and yeah, that's really it. So
yeah, I'm with you. And so yeah, if you can't, if you're stuck on an item and you have to sit here and look up a serial or model number, or you don't know what it is, just put it off to the side and go to the next item. So let me say hello real quick to Leroy is in the chat. Blood, Sweat, and Sell. Wanted to say hey to Regina is here. And I wanted to say hey to Flippin' Ain't Easy. He says, hey, Jeff, didn't notice you changed your channel name. Yeah, man, I'm doing well. My YouTube channel, I've had eBay Addicts for 2 years, and I got an email from eBay, and they asked me to take the eBay name out of my YouTube channel name. So I just changed it to my name, Jeff Doris, for the time being. So it's a long story, but you'd have to go back and watch one of our previous videos. I talked about it. So, Collin, man, so how many years have you been on eBay now? And tell people kind of like your journey as you were growing and scaling your business, because you weren't always at $60,000 a month in sales. So I want people to kind of hear your journey and hear your process of how you went from being a college student to doing it part-time, and how you were able to kind of year after year after year kind of grow and scale your business a little bit.
So in the beginning, it was just I would go out leisurely on the weekends and get my items, and I would sell a few every month. And then over time, like once I dropped out of college, I started sourcing every day. And then at that point, I had more items than I could list. And then at that point, it was just learning how to list them as fast as possible, so that maybe now I can move up and get more items than what I'm already getting, because obviously I can't even like I think a lot of people, they have a lot of items and they can't even list them up before buying new ones. You know what I mean? So a lot of people, they're asking me like, oh, where are you sourcing from and all that, but I don't even think that's the problem at most people's stage. It's really just about listing up what you already have. So that was a big thing for me. It was really just getting my listing process down. And I'm always still working on, like, all the time I'll look at my listings and I'll see like what could be a little better, So like one thing I learned from this guy I watch on YouTube, he talks about like inversion thinking. So like if you want to do really good on something, you should think about how you do it, like how you could do it really like terribly. So like if you want to do really bad on eBay, take really bad pictures, put a really bad description, have really bad handling time, don't take care of your customers. That's how you do it really bad. And to do really good, you just do the opposite. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. All right. Now, is there anything else that I'm leaving out? Like, what else should I be doing to help grow and scale my business right now?
what you should be doing, it really just depends on your situation. Like if you already have items to sell, then it's really about listing them up every day and making sure you're like putting up. It's really just about listing them up every day and really just getting through your death pile if you have one, and then it's also about learning how to filter out items that are just going to sit on your store too, because like for instance right now I have like 9,300 items that I've posted up, which is cool, but not all of them are going to sell. You know what I mean? A good percentage of them will sell, but not all of them. So
Right.
that's another thing, is that you need to make sure you're not just posting a bunch of garbage too. You know what I mean? We're all going to post some stuff that's not going to sell, but you got to manage that. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, you're going to have items that are going to be dead stock inventory that may not sell, but that's okay. I mean, Walmart and Target, Best Buy, they have merchandise that doesn't sell. That's why they put stuff on clearance. So it
Yeah,
happens to
yeah.
everybody in everybody's business. So not just resellers. So,
That's
yeah. So tell everybody about your YouTube channel. I saw you started a YouTube channel like about a month ago. Tell people about your YouTube channel, why you started a YouTube channel, and tell them about the content that you're making.
so I'm right now I'm mainly just making tutorials on basically what I'm doing, like how I make my listings. Like the other day, I made a video on how I basically, like when I'm outsourcing, like when I find an item, how do I find out what it's worth, and then how do I go about pricing it. So I made a video on that yesterday, which I'll probably like maybe post up today or tomorrow or something. But right now, I'm just gonna try to give out information because I mean nobody's trying to watch. Nobody's just trying to watch me. I have to give out some value. So that's what I'm trying to do right now on my channel, is just give out value and just see where it goes. I don't really have high expectations for it. It's just literally I'm just
Well,
gonna give
bro,
out
you
some value.
you don't have high expectations, bro. You just went from like 100 subscribers to like 500 like overnight, bro. So you're gonna be fine. If all you need to
Yeah,
do on YouTube is get your 1,000 subscribers and get your 4,000 hours of watch time, and you can do it, man. As long as you put some energy into it. I know right now eBay is your main goal and main focus, but if you just try to drop maybe 2, 3 videos a week, I think your channel will take off. I know you don't say you don't have high expectations, but
yeah,
it's like if I came to you as a reseller and says, "Well, yeah, I'm listing items on eBay, but I don't have high expectations they're going to sell," just put some positive energy into it, bro. It's going to happen for you.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not going to
You're,
happen
you're right.
overnight, but you're going to get there. You got people like me. I'm in your corner, bro. I'm here rooting for you. You're going to make it happen.
I
I think I
appreciate
think
that,
you're
man.
I think you're going to be able to do it, man. So hey,
Yeah.
man. So since you're still a really young guy at 24, you're going to grow your YouTube channel. You're going to grow your eBay store. What is it that you really would like to do in the future? Like, let's say you're 35 years old. What would you like to do?
35. Shoot, man. I don't know. I always want to be working on something. So at that point, I hope that maybe I have like my own brand of some sort, so that maybe I could let off the foot. I could take my foot off the gas on listing up items every day at that point. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I don't really want to be doing that forever. But I hope at that point I maybe have kind of like outsourced my eBay business, and I hope that at that point it's still going, because obviously your eBay business can get shut down at any point. So that's a big thing for me, is I hope that I can continue it that long. If I can, that's crazy. But I'm not really sure. I haven't really thought that far, man. I'm just going one day at a time.
I
So
understand. So,
yeah.
so that's cool. So is there any other advice or knowledge that you can leave our audience with?
Uh, I would say if you're trying to grow, really just put.
Can't hear you. I can't hear you, Colin. Your mic is going out again, bro. I can't hear you at all. Can't hear you. Hey, Collin Hayes. I'm in. We can't hear you. Hey, hey. Sorry, guys. This happens. Your mic is on mute, bro. Your mic was on mute.
Okay, I don't know how that happened.
It's okay, bro. It's all right. So, anyways, I'm sorry, guys. We're trying to keep this video around 30 minutes. So, tell everybody in the audience where they can go by and check you out at on YouTube and Instagram. They want to come by and support you and your content.
So my YouTube channel is just my name, Collin Hayes, and my Instagram is calling you to say Hayes.
Okay. All right, guys. Sorry about the technical difficulties. But anyways, you have some words of wisdom you can leave our audience with, and then we'll let you guys go.
Words of wisdom. Shoot. I'd say if you have a death pile, you obviously have a problem with not listing your items, and if you have nothing to list, obviously you have a sourcing problem. So you need to focus on your weakness. That's what I'd say.
All right, guys. Hey, you guys go ahead and support our guests. All the links are going to be down below. You can go by and check him out on YouTube and Instagram. His name is Collin Hayes. Like I said, he's a young guy, 24 years old. He's got 9,300 items in his eBay store. He's doing $60,000 a month in gross sales. So go by and support him. All the links for YouTube and Instagram are going to be down below. And I will see you guys next on Thursday. I have a new guest coming out on Thursday. Till then, you guys have a great day, and we will catch you guys in the next video. You guys have a great day. Bye, guys.